Good morning. Merry Christmas. I hope your Christmas went well. Christmas is over. It's time to return gifts and it's time to talk markets. We did have an interesting weekend. We had Friday afternoon, the Cattle and Pigs report came out, and Mr. Brady Huck is going to talk about that. Tony Dunker and Brady Huck did a special about that. If you go look at our YouTube channel under videos, you could see that. It was a nice little breakdown of everything that's going on. Interesting to let out that much information and still have the markets closed for a long holiday. Speaking of long holidays, we had more trouble overseas. Things are not getting better, they're getting way worse. Saw some counts between Israel in Gaza, lots of fighting, lots of death. They're not celebrating Christmas over there, folks. Also, trouble in Russia and Ukraine. Get your bingo card out because there's a serious amount of trouble. And if you wanted peace on earth, that didn't happen this holiday season. So, with that, we'll bring Brady Huck into the show. He's got a lot to talk about here in cattle. We have a nice little PowerPoint. One thing I did want to talk about, Brady. Welcome to the show. Merry Christmas, buddy. You got your red on. We're going to wear that. Well, you and I look like a little candy cane here with the white and red. We're going
Looking
to keep
good
it
here,
going.
man.
We're looking
Good
good.
morning, Tommy.
Good morning. Trouble in oil. So when I woke up this morning, crude oil was only up 30 cents. We have a nice little chart of that. Crude oil was up 30 cents. It's up a couple dollars now. That's a problem. Overall market, though, the stock market, Brady, didn't really, the crude oil reacted, and it reacted for so many reasons because these channels where we ship through are so important. And I have to Google sometimes as world events are happening. I'm like, all right, pull up Red Sea, pull up Suez Canal. What happens if the Red Sea's closed? Here it is. This is absolutely fascinating. I know you did a little research on this, but you just wonder how much stuff goes through there. And the answer is it's a lot, correct?
Yep. Very important. I'm no expert out there, and had to Google as well. But a lot of volume goes through there, and one of the stats that stood out to me was twice as long a trip if you have to go around Africa. So definitely an important route to get through the Red Sea. Geopolitical important route for
Yeah.
Israel, Egypt, the Middle East.
The whole world. And then you have the problems, Brady, throwing the Panama Canal and what that's doing to grains. That's just interesting all the way around. Uh,
Mhm.
it, it's wild. I mean, I wake up every morning. You and I, Connor. Speaking of Connor, you know what that guy's doing?
What?
Joe's going to show you. You know what Connor's still doing today? Connor's putting together toys. Connor wanted to send us a little picture. These are. It looks like his sons inherited a John Deere sprayer and a John Deere combine. Finally, ones you could afford.
I think
And
Connor's going to have some rug burn on his knees running those things
yeah,
around.
yeah. He said you can put rice in the back of that combine.
Oh
It'll
my
spit out
gosh.
the back end. So, all right. Sorry for all the folks who love bread. We didn't have Connor's a green family apparently, but his kids love tractors. So good for him. Enjoy the day off, Connor. I hope you're watching. Speaking of watching, if you're out there, ask a question. The YouTube channel is open to subscribers. Brady, we had a nice couple questions asked Friday when you were live. That was fun. Someone had asked a question about hay and whatnot. But I am excited to talk about cattle today. Actually, I'm not going to talk about cattle. You're going to talk about
Oh,
cattle. I like the price action. I like that they opened lower, they
as
flushed
well.
out, they immediately traded up. Now we're chopping. We won't have such an optimistic spin on hogs. You want to break down the numbers as best you know?
Yep. I don't know the hog numbers very well, Tommy,
This
but
start.
think.
Remember this chart Tony Dunker had. This was year over year revisions,
Oh,
first estimate versus final estimate, and this Tony was shocked by this number. If you look at that red line, folks, that red line is higher over the blue for the last 3 years. That this is like the USDA coming back and just saying, yields weren't 172 the last few years; they were 174. They came in and revised the final numbers. I don't know how they do math over there, what's going on, but this is something that happened, and that was fascinating. That did not. There's nothing bullish about this chart.
it
Let's
makes
get
you
into the
question
cattle
the
part.
numbers. Yeah, the question the numbers that get printed, and yeah, I remember that piece. Yep. Monthly cattle on feed chart from this up 2.7% year over year. 12 million head on feed crossed over that threshold. A lot of it with you'll heavier calves or cattle that are going to move out of the yards pretty soon. So between now and April, now and Feb, a lot of front end loaded on that log jam. If we go and look at the weights and the placements there, Texas placed a lot and didn't move as much. So kind of to recap Friday's discussion that we had live there, to recap this report, we possibly a north-south divide with maybe some south giving up some premium versus the north on where that log jam is. But we got cattle on the front end. It takes, Tommy, it takes a couple years to make a calf, and the cow herd isn't growing. Cow slaughter numbers are still high. Heifer retention, we haven't rebuilt the herd yet. We're far from having too many cattle, but 12 million head that are getting close to being market ready. That's we need the consumer to send strong demand signals. We need boxes to go higher, and that'll encourage the packer to pay higher prices. It'll trickle on down through the system. And then I think we also have to keep in mind, Tommy, the feeder cattle index at 220, it's still 25% higher than it was a year ago. So still pretty good prices for open coal cows, feeders. They're $400-500 $400-500 a head more than they were a year ago, Tommy.
Yeah, and I don't think we have such an optimistic stance in the hogs. I mean, the numbers. I think if I'm understanding you right, you're saying that cattle still have a chance of some price action here, some upside. Uh, it doesn't. You can make a lot of pigs in a year, several batches, as we say, in the hog industry. From what I'm hearing financially, and from what I heard recently from a farm credit uh, lender, is that there is some serious financial trouble in the hog. So if you're out there, we don't want that to happen to you, whether it be grains or whether it be hogs or whether it be anything else. Speaking of being out there, we're going to start traveling here for meeting season here pretty soon. We got that coming up. It's meeting season. If you need to get a hold of us, you can. One little tidbit as we end the year, Brady, I I noticed this morning, and you see the stock market's up a lot, 22, 23, 24%. The
Yeah.
stock market picked up half of its gains here in the last few months. So if someone thinks, oh, the stock market had a bad year or inflation or anything else, I mean, that's just a really, 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 I'll pop it up right there. Half the stock market rally happened between the thing.
A lot of
Uh,
Go ahead.
oh, here we go. We got a little question. All right, Mr. Brent Loft. Hi, Brent. That is a very different on hogs, given general feedback on overall herd health and hogs being a challenge. Uh, is he asking a question or making a statement? I love that line. You asking a question or making a statement here? But question, I know Brent. I'll call him personally, and we'll have him talk to you or Tony or someone else. But
Yeah,
they're
Tony'd be great going through hog. She's the
yeah.
hog lady. She's the hog queen. She knows a lot about the hog market.
Yeah, and there's incredible volatility here could happen. So today is Tuesday. Thank you for watching and listening. We will be open Wednesday, Thursday, full day Friday, and then we do it again. New Year's. We're gonna have a full day Friday. We're going to have a hard open on Tuesday. Folks, watch these outside markets. If you need help on cattle or hogs, don't be afraid to call Brady or Tony. If you want to go back, I like to go back and watch videos like you watch the video you all did on Friday, and then you watch
Yeah,
how the markets trade and you see if we know what the heck you guys are talking about. I'm betting my money on
it's
red on you, buddy. So with that, hey, if you're listening out there, you can always listen to us on Apple and Spotify and catch the replay. Of course, this show, if you subscribe to the Advanced Trading YouTube channel, we are under live. So there we are. Watch it, listen to it, call. I'll check the comments one more time. Thanks, Brent, for leaving a comment. And with that, it was a great Christmas, but there's problems in the world. We're going to keep talking it. Brady Huck from Dodge City, Kansas, I believe. I'm at home with my family in Valparaiso, Indiana. We will see you tomorrow.
See ya.
Thanks for joining us. We're here every day, 9 a.m. Central. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.